Multiplying binomials. And I should say polynomials because we will have some trinomials in here as well. All right, but I'm going to leave it. Examples. What was that?
I feel it.
Good. All right, number 1. I'm going to put up here simplify. X plus 3 times x plus 7. This simplify means to multiply. Do you guys remember when we did this multiplication the beginning of this semester? What did we call it? We had a name for it when I did this, and then the 3 went as well. Double distribution. All right. So, x times x. Remember when you're multiplying, you multiply the coefficients and add the exponents. What's 1 times 1?
1.
1x, and then exponent 1 plus 1 is x to the second. And I say that because I had a lot of kids say, oh, x times x is 2x. When is it 2x? Not x times x, but x plus x. X plus x is 2x. X times x is x squared. Got it? All right. And then I distribute here. X times positive 7 is plus 7x. And then I go and I distribute the 3. 3 times x is 3x. And then positive 3 times positive 7 is positive 21. And that gives us what? X squared plus, like terms, don't forget, x squared plus 10x plus 21. And that's your final answer. Like terms will not always be there. In this class they will be, but there's some problems where there are no like terms and you're done here. That's your answer. But in this case there are like terms. All right, what is this called again? Double distribution. Let's write that down. I am out. And I have not made my target run yet. We can buy some from with our school money, which I already did, but I've run out of those.
You guys do like $2,000
Oh, not each teacher. No. All right, guys, gentlemen. Okay, now this class is the one class I don't know if I mentioned this to. FOIL method. Have I done that with you guys? No. Okay. You don't need it, but you need to know what it means. So that if you're ever in a class, and you will be, and your teacher says, oh, use the FOIL method, you're not sitting there like, what is she talking about? Aluminum foil? No, that's not what it means. F stands for first, O stands for outer, I stands for inner, and last. First, outer, inner, last. This is the same thing we've been doing. It's just an acronym. Let me show you. There's your first, outer, inner, last. Did we multiply the first, outer, inner, last when we did the double distribution? Mm-hmm. So is the FOIL method the same as first, outer, inner, last? Outer, these are the outer. X times 7 is 7x. Inner. What was that? First, outside, inside, last. If you don't like the word outer, outside. Oh, okay.
First, outer, and what?
First, outside, inside, last. Here, I'll write that down. First, outside, inside, last. First, outside, inside, last. So if a teacher ever says use the FOIL method, should you know what the FOIL method is?
No. Yes.
It is the same as double distribution. All right, number 2. A minus 5 and A plus 8. I'm going to have you guys try that one now. Do your double distribution, or if you like the first, outer, inner, last, do that now. It's the same thing. you said you had a potty mouth. All right. Are you guys done? All right. Tell me what you guys have. A squared
Plus 3a.
plus 3a
Plus 40.
plus minus 40. All right. I am going to show the steps. I do need you guys to stop, please. On the site, though, I do want to show you how the kids who use FOIL method, how some of them do it. Some of them just do what we do. First, and outer, inner, and last, and they get the same thing. Some kids will do this. They'll say, oh, first terms are my two first terms, and what's A times A?
A squared.
Outside are my two outside terms. That's A and positive 8. What's A times positive 8? Inside are my two inside terms. What's negative 5 times A?
Negative 5a.
And last are my two last terms. What's negative 5 times 8?
Negative 4.
And then they add A squared. These two are the like terms, and it gives me the 3A and the minus 40. Now, do you guys have to do it this way? No. Are we perfectly fine doing the double distribution? A times A is A squared. A times positive 8 is positive 8A. And then what's the next thing I distribute? The negative 5, negative 5A minus 40. Same answer either way. Gentlemen, do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3. 4K minus 5 quantity squared. 4K minus 5 quantity squared. Now, the biggest, most common mistake kids make is distribute the exponent. If you started to do that, pause and wait for me to explain. Okay, what's the most common mistake kids make? So if I'm saying it's a mistake, should you be doing that?
Yeah.
No. Now, why is that a mistake kids make? Did we just spend a whole unit distributing the exponents?
Yes.
Like we did it here, we did it there. You could see all the little distribution marks. And I even said the word distribute the exponents. Correct? Why is that not correct here?
Because like term.
What's right in there that was not there on the other problems?
Minus.
If it's a minus or a plus sign inside your parentheses, you never distribute the exponents. If you take a look here, you may not have noticed, but was there a plus or minus sign in here? In here? That one, or that one? No, and none of them were there plus or minus signs. Why? That's why we were able to distribute. Once you throw a plus or minus, once you have a binomial or bigger, trinomial, 4 terms, you do not distribute. Anybody know what we do instead? What does the squared mean about the base? How many bases do I have? 2. So I do 4K minus 5 times 4K minus 5. Why twice? Because the exponent tells me twice. If that was cubed, what would I have here? Another 4K minus 5. Make sense? Is this a problem we know how to do?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and do your double distribution now. Oh, and really quick, when you have a quantity squared, you write this exactly as it is twice. So minus 5 minus 5, or plus 5 plus 5, or whatever is in the parentheses. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. Yeah, that's it. Scratch paper, write it on there. All right. Shh. Guys, okay, let's work it out. Please stop the talking. 4K times 4K is what? 16K squared? Bradley, do the rest for me, please. This would give you what? Negative
20K.
negative 20K, and then I'm going to change colors. This gives you what? Negative,
20K.
and then the last piece, positive or negative 25.
Positive 25.
All right. Do we have like terms?
Yes, they cancel out.
And I was about to ask that. I'm glad you said it. Remember we had those where the middle terms crossed out. Is this that problem?
What the?
They're only crossed out if they're opposites. Are these opposites? No. So should they cross out? What's negative 20 minus 20?
Negative 40.
Negative 40. So it's 16K squared minus 40 plus 20. Okay, plus 25. Now I bring that up because a lot of kids try to cross things out. How many of you did that accidentally? A few of you? And it happens because we get so used to it. They only cross out when they're opposites. And are these opposites? No. All right, number 4. 4K minus 5 and 4K plus 5. Is this similar to the last one? Look at what I have here and look at what I have here. How are they different?
There's going to be one positive 5 on the right side.
Okay, so this one has a minus 5, and this has a minus 5 and a positive 5. Do you see that? Is it a different problem? It is. And I'm saying this because I always have kids mess these two types of problems up and they treat them the same and they're not. Let me show you. Bradley did the first one for us, 4K and 4K. Is it still 16K squared?
Yes.
Yes. 4K and 5 is plus or minus 20K? Plus 20K. I'm going to change colors. Now I'm dealing with the negative 5. What does that give me? Negative 20K, and at the end, positive or negative 25? This one's negative. All right, when you combine these middle terms, what happens?
You forgot a power on the 16.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you were writing with me, I did go too fast and I forgot my power. Thank you. That is a squared, not a K.
They cancel out.
Okay, the middle terms cancel out. Does everybody agree? Yes? Why? Because the signs are opposites. Okay, so
16K.
do these two problems look a lot alike?
Yes.
Do they work out the same way? No, so be careful. Know when the middle terms do not cancel out and when the middle terms do cancel out. All right, so what is this? 16K squared minus 25. All right. Shh. Gentlemen, I need you guys to stop the goofing around and I need you listening. Okay, questions on this one? Okay, so what do you have to remember here that kids always mess up? Distribute the exponent or do not? This one right here. Do not distribute. You write it twice and double distribution. And when you write it twice, kids often say, oh, minus 5 and plus 5. No, it's not. It's minus 5 because that's what's there. Do you see that? What? Okay, number 5. Two parentheses, 2x squared plus 5x minus 3, close parentheses, parentheses 3x minus 4. All right, Now, first off, it's different in a few ways. How many terms do I have here that I haven't had before? So instead of two binomials, I have a trinomial and a binomial. And plus I have the 2 on the outside. I will tell you this. When you have a coefficient on the outside, save that for your very last step. I'll repeat that. When you have a number on the outside, save it for your very last step. So we're going to do this.
Can we do it first?
If you do it first, you only do it to one, not both. And that's why I save it for the end, because kids do it to everything.
Oh, no, you used to the first.
To the first one, not the second one. All right. Now, when I do my distribution, instead of calling it, bless you, instead of calling it double distribution, I'm going to call it triple distribution, because how many terms do I have here? 3. So let me show you how that works. I'm going to cover that out there. What's 2x squared times 3x to the first? 6x to what power? Third. Thank you. And then 2x squared and negative 4 make negative 8x squared, right? Because 2 and negative 4 is negative 8. X squared and no x is x squared. Yes or no? All right, I'm going to change colors. What's the next thing I'm distributing? I just did the 2x squared. Now the what? 5x. 5x times 3x is plus 15x or x squared? Squared. And then here is negative, I'm right here, negative 20x. Please stop the talking. And one last color change. What's the last thing I'm going to distribute? The negative 3. And I can tell some of you guys are not paying attention. You're only doing yourself the disservice. So please, focus. Negative 3 times 3x is negative what? And then negative 3 times negative 4 is plus 12. It ends up being much bigger than the last one, but it's still doable. Oh, what's still on the outside?
2.
And I'm still going to save that for the end because I'm not at the end yet. Okay. Any questions on triple distribution? Now, we can't call this the FOIL method because there is no first, outer, inner, last. Kids still call it FOIL method, but technically it's triple distribution. Do you see that? All right, like terms. Does the 6x cubed have a like term? X cubed. Any other x cubed? Yes or no?
No.
So it's going to stay 6x cubed. What about the negative 8x squared? Does that have a like term? Where is it? This one? What does that combine to? Positive 7x squared, and the x squared stays x squared. Remember that when you're combining. Negative 20x and negative 9x adds up to negative, because they're both negative, negative 29x. Two negatives do not make a positive when you're adding. And then plus what? Plus 12. And I'm going to cover this. I'm done here. And I messed up here. That's not a square. That's a what? Cube. 6x cubed plus 7x squared minus 29x plus 12. I'm done. So now I'm at the last step, and that's to do what with the 2? Distribute to everything. And that's just the coefficient. So what's 2 times 6? 12x to the third plus 14x squared minus, and I'll slow down, 2 times 29, 58, x plus what? 12. And that is the final answer. Definite on today's assignment, definite on a quiz or a test.
Isn't it?
I'm sorry. Thank you. I don't know what is up with me in this problem. And I'm glad I saw a few of you going like this at the screen, like, what did she do? Why is it not 12? And 2 times 12 is 24. Okay. Next week. I have your assignment sheets. I'll get them out to you in a little bit. What number are we? Any questions on this? Okay, I'm going to do number 6. Are we ready? All right. X plus 2 times x minus 5 times 2x minus 3. Okay, how is this different? Have we had 3 binomials before? I'm going to cover that last guy. Have we had that before?
Yes.
Does that look like something we can handle? Yes? Okay. Heads up off the desk. We're paying attention. We're focusing. All right. So here's what you do when you have multiple binomials. Are you ready? Cover the last one. Because multiplication, you can multiply in any order. So I'm just going to do the first two. And you guys just told me you know how to handle that one, yes? Okay, so do that one now. Whether you call it the FOIL method or the double distribution method. Go ahead and do that now.
I didn't get all of
You didn't get what?
I didn't get the whole calculus.
All right, so right now I'm doing the double distribution for the first two. Do you have it down?
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I need you guys in your seats. Okay, so taking a look here, I ended up with x squared minus 3x minus 10. You guys the same? Yes? What do I do next? I multiply this to what? Because it's still sitting there. It did not disappear. Does this now look like the last problem we just did? What are you going to distribute first? The x squared. What are you going to distribute second? The negative 3x. And what are you going to distribute last or third? The negative 10. Go ahead and do that now. Alright, I'm going to show you what I have. I have not combined any like terms. Here's my first distribution, my second distribution, and my third distribution. Did you guys end up with the same chunks?
Yes.
First, second, third, triple distribution. If you did not, fix it. If you don't get it, ask me now what's going on. And try not to just copy what I have. Make sure you're understanding it. You're trying it on your own first. Are there like terms for the 2x cubed?
Yes.
2x cubed has a like term where? Does 2x cubed have a like term? None? 2x cubed. Does negative 3x squared have a like term? Negative 6x squared, that adds up to what? Negative 9x squared? Yes? And then 9x and negative 20x. I add only the coefficients. What's 9 take away 20? Negative or positive? Negative. Negative 11x, and then plus 30 has no like term, so it's plus 30. If there was a coefficient on the outside, what would I do with it at this point? Distribute, if there were a number out there. Questions on that one? Find the area of the shaded region. Draw the picture with me so you're not falling behind. I'm going to draw a square. And the length is x plus 3 by an x plus 3. And then I'm going to draw a smaller square. And this is an x minus 1 by an x minus 1. And we're going to find the area of the shaded region, which will be everything outside the small square. All right. Does everybody see that the shaded region is the big square minus the small square? Yes or no? And when we do these shaded regions, do we always do the big minus the small? Yes or no? Area of the big square minus the area of the small square. Okay. Does everyone see how or why I'm doing the area of the big square first and then the area of the small? And why we're taking away? Yes? You have the bigger image. If you cut out that smaller image and pull it out, you're taking it away. Take away. Minus. Subtraction. All right. Length times width. What's the length and width of the bigger square? X plus 3 times x plus 3. Take away, what's the length and width of the smaller square? What is it? X minus 1. And what are you going to have to do on each one separately? I heard one person say it. What are we going to have to do? Double distribution on this one, separate from that one. Go ahead and do that now, quickly, please. Come on, guys. X squared plus what? On the outside, what do I get? X squared plus 3x. And then inner and last, I get 3x plus 9. X squared plus 6x squared or 6x? No adding exponents when you add like terms. All right. I'm not done, but I'm done with the first part. Yes or no? Okay, you do the same thing over here. What's x times x? What is it? X squared plus x or minus x? And then I'm going to change colors. And does that also give me another minus x? And a minus 1 or a plus 1? Plus 1? Yes or no? Don't go too far ahead because there's something I'm missing. Do these middle terms cancel out? Yes or no? They're not opposites. Do they cross out? X squared minus 2x. They do not cross out. Now, if you're working ahead, you've messed up because there's something I'm missing. I've not made a mistake so far, but if I went on from here, I would mess it up. Because it's minus this whole polynomial. So what do I need around the second piece? Now, once you distribute, typically we don't write the parentheses anymore. Why is it necessary on this one? Because there's a what sign in front of it. If I'm subtracting a polynomial, I need to subtract the whole polynomial. So when I'm done foiling, should I put parentheses around it? Yes, to the right. And we are just about done. X squared plus 6x plus 9 minus x squared plus 2x minus 1. Do you see how that negative changed things? What happens with the x squareds? Cancel out. And I have 6x and 2x is what? 8x. And positive 9 and negative 1 is plus 8. And it did not say write it in factored form, so I'm stopping, but don't forget your units. I'm going to put parentheses and then units squared on the outside. Definite, another definite on the test. Got it?